You action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of TNInews Live. And we've got a few things to go over since we talked on Monday. So we'll get to that in just a minute, but let's just do a quick roll call, see who's in the house. I see Austin is the first in the house today. Welcome, welcome. We've got John as well. Good to see you, my friend. Jim Ruby here. Good to see you. Good to see you were able to catch a live stream. Of course, we also have John from Ireland. Always good to see you, my friend. Rick is in the house. Good to see you. William, Felix, what is up? Always good to see all you action figure enthusiast channel members. Mr. Allmine, the mass figure collector. Good to see you as well. Kanadi, what is up? Everett's in the house. Jayan, what is up? Batman Mike is here. Good to see you made it. Sith Happens. Zim, Jay the Grind, Sean Logan. So it looks like we got a pretty full house. All right, so let's just jump into the news, shall we? And I guess we can start off with Marvel. We always seem to start off with Marvel. So I don't really have any specific news to share with you today on the Marvel front. Nothing that we haven't already talked about before. I did, however, want to point out, we had talked about on Monday how they had shown off the dupe figure at Comic-Con, which I feel pretty confident in saying is going to be one of the accessories for the upcoming Deadpool Maximum figure, which should be the next Maximum figure released this year. So that one I'm almost certain of. But I was listening to MCM Collector's interview with the Marvel brand team, and I feel like perhaps they were hinting that there was something else, another clue to another Maximum figure in the Hasbro case at Comic-Con. So they, if you watch the interview, Dwight says that he's not confirming anything, but they seem to strongly be suggesting that this energy field, this build-a energy field that was displayed in the Hasbro case might not just be a random diorama thing, but maybe hinting to another figure, perhaps a Magneto Maximum figure. So nothing I've seen would suggest that there's a Magneto figure coming. So beyond Deadpool, I don't really know what they have in store for the Maximum line. They did say in that interview with MCU Collector that they had a couple of more additional, beyond Spider-Man and Hulk. They use the word a couple Maximum figures in the works. So again, Deadpool, almost 99% sure. But for the next one, maybe it's going to be a Magneto figure. But be kind of cool. I feel like, the energy shield here is kind of cool. If you wanted to recreate the cover of X-Men #1, you might use something like this. So definitely kind of interesting. But again, nothing based on anything I've seen as far as like, this isn't like Deadpool where I was like, yeah, they're pretty sure they're going to do Deadpool. This is just listening to this interview where they seem to be kind of hinting at maybe Maximum Magneto could be something that they could be working on. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, we already talked about this a couple of times, but just to go over it again, they revealed officially Warbo, I'm sorry, and World War II era Logan at Comic-Con. Based on rumors, a rumor listing from Alex Chen News that was posted back in May. It's possible those two figures are part of a Build-A-Figure wave. We don't know what the Build-A-Figure would be, but if that report was correct, the other figures would be a new Iron Man Mark 72 armor, Phantom Rider, Dark Avenger Spider-Man, Werewolf by Night, and Enchantress. So, and I should also note that others have rumored those figures, not necessarily all part of the same wave, but others have rumored those figures as well. So seems like a pretty good bet that these figures are coming probably next year. This would probably be an early 2026 wave that we're seeing here. But again, seems like a pretty good possibility that this particular rumor ends up being correct after we saw two of the figures listed officially revealed by Hasbro. Though, again, Hasbro did not say how, when, or where these two figures would be released. So we'll have to wait and see. And it does seem like Hasbro's going to have a decent presence at New York Comic Con this year. We also have MCM London. So those are fall conventions, but I don't know what August is going to look like. I don't know if they're planning on doing any kind of fan streams in August, or if we're going to get additional reveals. August might be fairly quiet on the news front, but we'll have to wait and see. But then things I think will start to pick back up again as we get into those fall conventions. And obviously, I'm looking forward to hearing more about the Excalibur Phoenix, Rachel Summers Phoenix, and the Pharaoh figure that they also announced at the panel. And I have no details on those. So those were pleasant surprises for me when they were revealed at the convention. Transformer news. I don't have a whole lot for you on the Transformer front, really. We talked about the San Diego Comic-Con reveals this weekend, so I don't feel like we really need to go over that. Hasbro gave us some additional looks at like the movie version of Grimlock, which is a big ass sucker. I think maybe one of the biggest regular retail. Haslab's not counting, but that thing's pretty damn big. Obviously, early prototype stages for these, but those were kind of cool. I mean, I'm not into movie stuff personally, so I have no personal interest in that, but some pretty cool stuff. Nothing new on the Star Wars front. G.I. Joe yesterday, those figures went up for pre-order. Hopefully you got the ones that you wanted. The Scorpion, Sci-Fi, the Grim Viper, mainframe, and wetsuit. I pre-ordered mainframe, wetsuit, and Sci-Fi. I may eventually get the Scorpion Trooper. I probably will not get the Grim Viper, but I definitely got Sci-Fi, wetsuit, and mainframe. So again, those are available for pre-order now. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon, all of those places have them. Also, going up for pre-order was yesterday was the Pulse exclusive. Jump to that. So the Steel Corps Sentry Modular Defense Post, which is being released as a Pulse exclusive, currently available for $60. Again, went up for pre-order yesterday. So. Let's talk about, while we're here on the subject of G.I. Joe, let's get into the Haslab. So I just wanted to share this video. So this B-roll comes via Travis Moody from A Toy Kind of Mood, who was helping us with coverage this year. So just kind of a close-up look at the Snowcat, the lights, polar bear not included. That comes with the snake eyes. So that we are still pushing along, still have not hit the minimum 8,000. But we are at 7,463, so we are just over 500 to go before we reach the 8,000. It's slow but steady, so we'll get there. We still got over 15 days, so I feel pretty confident we'll get there. Checking in on the Star Wars Haslab that they launched during Comic-Con, that one is only up at 2,539, so it has still got plenty of time, over 40 days, but it is very slow going on that one. It really didn't have a big boost at the beginning. I think probably people's biggest holdup seems to be the price and the fact that Hasbro's already done, well, albeit smaller versions of this vehicle. Um, so I think those are probably the two things going against it the most. This is one where I'm a little unsure whether it's going to reach the funding goal or not. It would be the first Star Wars Vintage Collection item not to get funded. Um, so we'll have to see how that one goes. Let us keep it to Hasbro, and thanks to Steve Evans from Hasbro, we have it was kind of done nonchalantly at Comic-Con, but it looks like Hasbro is going to, and this has been confirmed now, Hasbro is going to be doing an exclusive collective run of stuff based on Tron and Tron Legacy. So I don't know what exactly we're going to see from this stuff. Steve in his post officially, so basically they handed out these little floppy disks. In fact, he actually took pictures of them on his Instagram. So these little floppy disks were several people were given. These are 3 3/4 inch floppy disks. Whoever has a 3 3/4 inch floppy disk drive that they have readily available to be able to put this thing in and look what's on it, hats off to you. But it was that image. So, and in his wording, they're doing an exclusive run of Tron and Tron Legacy. So I take that to mean these are it's going to be fairly limited stuff that's either available on Hasbro Pulse, maybe Shop Disney. I could see these being available at Shop Disney, probably Pulse and Shop Disney. Whether it's figures, role play, I don't know. Obviously, there's the new Tron Ares movie coming. They're not doing products for the new movie, at least not that they've said at this time, just on the original Tron movie and Tron Legacy. So, it'd be cool if they do some new 6-inch figures. Diamond Select Toys had previously done Tron stuff, but I wouldn't mind seeing, some Marvel Legends style Tron figures. Yeah. A Tron Recognizer Haslab, that would be kind of interesting. So we'll have to wait and see when we get more details on this. But Hasbro has confirmed that they will be doing some Tron products here in the fairly near future. Mortal Kombat, McFarlane Toys. So here's an in-hand. These have started to show up overseas. Surprise, surprise. Something McFarlane showing up overseas before even going up for pre-order here in this country. But in-hand looks at the new first wave of Mortal Kombat single-release figures. So Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Liu Kang, and Katana. And you can see here, as reported during Comic-Con, Katana is going to be a red platinum figure. So she will be more difficult to get. Now, these figures are supposed to be going up for pre-order early August, so probably next week, I'm guessing. That's what they said during Comic-Con, early August. So we'll have to see if they go up next week for pre-order. But again, they're already hitting overseas. And these are 7-inch figures. If you haven't been following along, these are new classic versions of Mortal Kombat characters, 7 inches. They will be doing 2-packs as well. The first 2-pack has Scorpion and the Chicken Pink, which is now slipping my mind. And the 2-pack, the first 2-pack, I believe, is also supposed to go up for pre-order next week. Going up for pre-order tomorrow is that wave of DC, the second wave of 6-inch Super Friends figures. So I told you on Monday, these are again already hitting overseas in-hand looks. There's the Platinum figure, which I guess this is an evil version of Superman, as we talked about on Monday, as the Platinum figure. But this is the second wave. These will probably show up at Target stores first, I'm guessing. But pre-orders are supposed to open tomorrow. How limited the pre-orders are, we'll have to wait and see. Yesterday, Deathstroke went up for pre-order. That's the Platinum version. On the right, in the black, I guess kind of looks like it's kind of based on the Teen Titans cartoon version. And then again, the regular version that was available at Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment. That was pretty much available everywhere. So yesterday's pre-orders did not go terribly smoothly. Amazon jumped the gun, had them up early. Turns out Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, the smaller guys, were only initially only carrying the Deathstroke, not the Mirror Master or even the Metron. Eventually, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth ended up carrying the Metron figure, which is still available at those places. The figure sold out very quickly on Amazon. Again, they jumped the gun before everybody and had them up earlier in the morning, and those sold out pretty quickly. You can Deathstroke sold out pretty quickly everywhere as well. So I'm not sure you can still get Deathstroke, but Metron with the chair, Morbius chair, actually looks like Metron has sold out on Entertainment Earth, but still available on Amazon or on Big Bad Toy Store. Walmart had it yesterday as well. Walmart carried all three, Mirror Master, Metron, and Deathstroke, but I believe Walmart sold out pretty quickly. GameStop, McFarlane stores. So basically, they made Mirror Master only available to the large guys. And I think originally they were only going to make Metron available to the large guys, but I guess they ended up letting Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth carry those. It's very annoying when McFarlane doesn't give specifics. You know, it seems like they change on the fly where places are going up for pre-order. You know, all they ever say now is select retailers, but they don't give, even if it's a gold label figure or something, they don't give out information. So it's very annoying, or it changes. But yeah, and especially because how quickly things seem to sell out these days for McFarlane stuff. So, like I say, it was kind of a clusterfuck once again with the McFarlane pre-orders yesterday, and we'll have to see how tomorrow's pre-orders with the Super Friends stuff goes. Now, also on the McFarlane front, you may recall that they launched that crowdsourcing campaign on their own site right before Comic-Con for the Snyderverse Batmobile. That has been fully funded now. The minimum goal was $400,000. It is currently sitting at $424,281. Still got over 22 days to go, but it funded fairly quickly, within a few days. So that is definitely moving forward. If you backed it already, if not, then you may want to, like I say, it's definitely going forward. There's different tiers with different items. There's the Batman versus Superman version, and then there's the little bit different version from the Justice League movie. There's the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, non-colored figures, and then there's the Bat Signal. So, like I say, you got different options to choose from, but it is fully funded, so this item will be moving into production. Though, like I said before, even if it hadn't reached its funding goal, I have a feeling it would have gone forward, as we saw with the last crowdsource that McFarlane did. But this one, no problem funded very quickly. Real quick, going back to those DC Multiverse figures. So I showed you the Deathstroke, and then here's the Black Metron, and there is the Platinum version. All of these figures have Platinum versions, of course, and so these are the Platinum's versions of the three figures that went up for pre-order yesterday. And of course, these figures have been hitting physical stores already. They were available on the Canadian GameStop and Amazon for weeks. So, again, very chaotic with the McFarlane pre-orders, but what you gonna do? I think that's all I have new for you on the McFarlane front. Some Gremlin figures and Freddy figures went up for pre-order yesterday. 8-inch cloth tuxedo Freddy, Ultimate Nightmare. I don't know if these are new or reissues. I want to say these are reissues, but because I feel like these have been available before, but nothing I personally collect, so I won't say that 100%. But a new batch Bat Gremlin deluxe figure and new batch Ultimate Greta. Those all went available for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. For you Mezco fans, a new 112 collective figure based on the new Superman from the new Superman movie with Krypto has gone up for pre-order. You can get this at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Cost of this one is about $126. Actually, Entertainment Earth has it cheaper for $116. But you get multiple heads, you get heat ray vision, you get multiple hands, you of course get Krypto. Pretty decent looking, at least based on these images, pretty decent looking head sculpt for the new Superman Cord and Suite. So again, if you're a 112 Collective fan, this is one that you might want to check out. And like I say, it is available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Also, having gone up for pre-order on the McFarlane store today is this black accent Dark Knight Returns Superman figure. So again, this is being offered as a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, kind of just a last-minute thing that went up. No pre-announcement on this one, but if you want to check that one out, again, it's available on the McFarlane store. This is something I missed at Comic-Con, so thanks to Mephisto Company UK, or CO UK, for grabbing these images. I think these were on display at the Factory Entertainment booth, but these are being released by the overseas company Master Replica. So right now, at least, these are 3 1/4 inch Star Trek figures. Only available that I've seen on the Master Replica website. The first group of figures has been available for pre-order. I don't know if eventually places like Big Bad Toy Store or what have you will carry these, but like I say, as of right now, they have not. But we had several new figures that we had not seen before for this line released. These are all based on modern Trek stuff that you watch on Paramount Plus. So for Picard Season 3, we had already seen Picard himself, Riker we had seen before, Commander Data, and Worf. I think we'd definitely seen Worf before. I think San Diego was the first time we saw Data. And then at the very end on Sunday, they revealed another one, Commodore LaForge of the Starfleet Museum. So those are from Picard Season 3, so the most modern versions of the Next Generation crew. And so far, we just need the women, Dr. Crusher and Deanna Troi, to complete that crew. Others from Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Spock and Ortegas. So the helmsman and Spock from the new Strange New World series. Also from Lower Decks, looks like we're getting most of the main crew, Mariner, Bulmer, Tendi, Rutherford, and Phillips. So that's an animated series. So animated style, but in the same scale as the regular figures. So look pretty cool. They're about $26 on Master Replicas site, and then you got to pay shipping if you're going to have. They will ship to the United States, but you have to pay for shipping on that. So they're not terribly cheap for that scale, but you know what you're going to do in this day and age. A 4.5 inch is what they're actually listed at. I said 3 1/4, but they're actually listed as 4.5 inch. But again, these are right now are only. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'm waiting to see if like Big Bad Toy Store carries these, but I will probably at least get the Picard Season 3 figures. I don't know about the others, but I will probably get Picard Season 3. Might be the only time we get those guys other than in 12-inch form. For you Playmate Toys Turtle fans, we saw these revealed at Comic-Con, but Playmates has released official images for these two. So these are collector-oriented figures, as I talked about this weekend when they were announced by Playmates. They're going to price at about $21. As collectors, Playmates Toys gets, that is, based on the Last Ronin. So Last Ronin and then Raphael from Last Ronin. So these will be showing up at Target this October. And again, the price on those are $21. What else? I talked about these, but just a reminder, more black and gold variants of the mask stuff from Loyal Subjects. These were announced at Comic-Con. I talked about them on Saturday. These will be available exclusively on the Loyal Shop's website, going up on August 5th. So they already did the truck, the black and gold version of the truck, but now you get the other vehicles in black and gold. This is their 40th anniversary line. So again, August 5th for those, if you're into M.A.S.K. Speaking of 12-inch Star Trek figures, we've got from EXO-9, we've got Garrick Neelam. Elam Garrick. Yeah, Garrick Elam. But obviously the Taylor / spy from Star Trek Deep Space Nine for Cardassia, though I think either became an ambassador or maybe even the leader of the Cardassians at the very end of the series. So again, that's a 12-inch figure available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. We saw this on display at Comic-Con, but here's another look at the 112 Collective Red Hood figure. I think that covers about everything since we last talked. Oh, yes, I did want to mention this. For you wrestling fans. So this sold out very quickly. It went up Monday night, kind of as a surprise. So I can tell you this figure was originally slated to go up. This is the new LJN style line that Mattel announced at San Diego Comic-Con, available at Target stores here in the United States. The first wave went up for pre-order during Comic-Con. This Hulk Hogan figure, was supposed to originally be part of Wave 1, I believe, but got held back briefly because obviously Hulk Hogan passed away. But they ended up putting it up again Monday night. It sold out very quickly, like within 15 minutes. I would guess at some point they might get some more, but $24.99. But again, for LJN style, based on the vintage toys, Hulk Hogan is in fact coming. From what I heard, and I can't say this is 100% true, but from what I heard, Hulk Hogan was actually originally intended to be at Comic-Con to announce this figure and a couple of other figures from Mattel, but obviously things changed, not for the better. So yeah, that pretty much catches us up to date on everything. Again, going into August, we just had Comic-Con, so right now August is looking, so obviously the next Marvel Legend pre-order is going to be August 1st. That is going to be those magic figures, the Spider-Man, the battle damaged Spider-Man, the anti-agent Venom, the Mary Jane as Iron Spider, and the Man-Wolf figures. So those go up this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And those should be available everywhere. Beyond that, I had, other than those Hasbro Pulse exclusive X-Men 97 2-packs, which go up, they've sprinkled those out to go up for pre-order on Pulse in August. So they had given the release dates on 2 of the 3 2-packs. So we've talked about this before, but I'll just give it again to you. Oh, and don't forget, you've got until August 26th to pre-order the Mephisto figure on Hasbro Pulse. That's a made to pre-order. The window closes on August 26th, so you still get over a month. They will not charge you until it ships. And those of us who backed the Dragon Man last year have been getting charged because it is getting ready to ship. I think it's already started shipping to folks in the UK. But again, once that window closes, according to Hasbro, you won't be able to get it again. The one that does not have an actual pre-order date yet, but I'm guessing sometime in August, will be the Cyclops Jean Grey 2-pack. The Storm Wolverine 2-pack goes up August 20th. And the basketball Gambit and Rogue figure from X-Men 97 goes up on August 14th. And yes, I've seen people talking about that Gambit figure. I do believe they reused parts from their NBA line that did not last very long. So getting some more use out of those sculpts with that Gambit figure. But again, that pre-order is the first of the. I won't say definitely, because again, we don't have a pre-order date on the Jean Grey Cyclops yet. So I suppose that could go up first, but probably not. It'll probably be Magic the Gathering figures on the 1st, and then on the 14th, the Rogue Gambit 2-pack, the 20th, the Storm Wolverine 2-pack, and then at the end of the month, I'm guessing this Cyclops Jean Grey will go up for pre-order. But beyond that, I don't know of any other Marvel Legend pre-orders for this month. That doesn't mean they couldn't come, but nothing else has been announced. Again, I don't know if Hasbro will do any fan streams in August to announce for any of their brands. Hopefully they'll do at least a few. I don't know for Marvel Legends, but at least a few. But right now, there's nothing on the schedule that I've seen. So it could be a very light month. That might be, your wallet might be thanking you for that. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, let's see. What are you guys talking about in the chat? John says you have to check out the Mess Toy Superior Spider-Man figure. It looks awesome. I don't even know if those. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if those are even like official. Those might be bootlegs. I don't really cover bootlegs, but I know I've seen the pictures floating around. Elio, what is up? Seth Happens says Deadpool might be his first Maximum figure. That's one I could. God of Thunder. Yeah, I have not seen that myself, so unfortunately I can't confirm or deny every single leak that pops up online. So that one is one I would have no knowledge of. Not saying it's not true, just saying I have no knowledge of that. And like I say, based on the interview, I feel like they were hinting at a Magneto. Felix says Magneto would be cool. Eric, what is up? As mentioned, it should be shipping anytime now. I believe that, as always, Haslab always seems to ship things out to folks in the UK first. So I'm guessing, and like I say, I think most people that backed Dragon Man have been charged for it. So I suspect within the next week or two, it will start shipping out to those of us in the United States. I've not gotten any kind of shipping notice or anything like that, just that I've been charged for it. And I've seen people in the UK starting to get it. So I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. I'm going to say probably within the next few weeks. Eric says, I was hoping for a red Rachel face, but it looks good in the concept art. Yeah, I agree 100%. And a red, the striping on her face would definitely be cool. That's a possibility, Steve. Phantom Rider, his horse could be I wouldn't rule that out. I mean, if you're going to do Phantom Rider, I feel like you got to do his horse. So we've done tigers as Build-A-Figures, so horse certainly would be within the realm of possibility. That seems like a logical choice. Ruben, what is up? Mr. Allmine says, yay for Tron. If they do Tron bikes, I agree. Hopefully, they will be lit up. It would be awesome if they make them so they can stay lit up in some way. Like lit up, like if they did a Tron bike with like a jet stream behind it that comes with a figure. Now the question is, should they do the bikes from Tron Legacy or should they do bikes from the original movie? I probably would lean more towards the original movie, but I don't know. They were on display at San Diego Comic-Con, but I don't have. They should be out later this year, but I don't have any really updates beyond that for the 2012 Turtles. Everett. Eric got his Deathstroke order in. Nice. I'm not aware of any new mass figures. I think right now the plan is to stick with essentially the remakes of the original stuff from the Loyal Subjects. They they announced a couple of additional vehicles coming at or at San Diego Comic Con, but I don't think there's any plans right now to do like modern 6-inch mass figures or anything like that. Now I will tell you, Matt Tracker I think is entering the Energon comic book universe. So who knows? Maybe they'll do something from that, but nothing I've heard. William says, so happy that I don't have to deal with McFarlane and the hassles. Does Krypto have any articulation? It looks like it no like knee articulation, but it does look like perhaps you can. Let me see. It does say in the description includes a fully articulated Krypto. So the pictures do not really demonstrate that, but it does say in the description that Krypto is fully articulate. I guess in this picture here, mimicking the movie, you can see his legs a little bit, maybe are in different positions, but um, so it does have articulation. What fully articulated means, I couldn't tell you, but he does at least have some articulation. Eric, so I can tell you my experience with Master Replica stems back to early Star Wars days, meaning in like the late 90s, early 2000s, where they were the first ones to do replicas of the lightsabers and stuff. But then the company ran into problems, essentially went under, but then was brought back to its current form. Um, and I've had no dealings with it since then. I've never had any action figures from them, so that's really all I can tell you. But like the FX lightsabers that Hasbro does these days, Master Replica was kind of the first one to put out officially licensed lightsabers like that back in the day. And they do other prop replicas, and I think they still do some prop replica stuff. Eric says, I wonder how deep they'll go on those Playmates Last Ronin figures. I got to be honest with you, knowing Playmates, especially when it comes to these collector oriented figures, probably not terribly deep. But also, it might depend on how sales do, so I don't know. But I wouldn't really count on just going on past experience with, when they started doing the original Turtles or the cartoon turtles in that kind of collector form, it didn't seem to last very long. Graham, I would say anything that hasn't come in stock from Diamond Select Toys, I would not count on it showing up. Nothing definitive about what was shipping and what wasn't, but they basically said that if it hasn't become available, it's not going to happen. So that was news that we talked about right before Comic-Con. So this was sent out right before Comic-Con. This was sent out to retailers. Please be advised that due to Diamond Select Toys closure, outstanding orders for any Diamond Select Toy products not yet received by Diamond will not be filled. So, meaning that they've gotten it from overseas. So, I think pretty much anything that has not come in stock at this point is not happening. They might wait a little bit longer just to see if something, was still on a boat that hasn't come over yet. But for the most part, I would say, like all those Marvel Select figures and stuff, I don't think they're going to happen. So, unfortunately, at least not anytime soon. Will someday somebody come along and resurrect those? Possibly. I never say never, but for the time being, if e-tailers haven't canceled your pre-orders yet, they likely will probably sometime next month. Eric, man, that mask line is so tempting. I had quite a few in my youth. Fun stuff. I mean, I was never into masks, so I'm no expert on masks, but and I saw them in hand at Toy Fair. I wasn't at Comic-Con myself this year, so I didn't see them on display at Comic-Con, but from what I saw at Toy Fair, they look pretty true to the original toys. So if that's your thing, I definitely would say they're worth checking out. Do I know when the Wolverine Savage Land is coming out? I'm not sure which Wolverine you're asking about. I'm trying to think if I'm having a brain fart. Because I'm not thinking about any recent Savage Land Wolverine. There's the Weapon X Wolverine, Target exclusive. Savage Land Professor Xavier, Savage Land box set. San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set. And remember, again, looks like those are going up for... Still have not gotten anything official from Hasbro. But looks like the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives will be going up on August 1st. Again, this coming Friday. So I guess I misspoke a little bit when I said the only thing coming up for pre-order was the Magic figures. Also, the Savage Land 3-pack on Hasbro Pulse. Best I can tell, 12 p.m. Eastern time, probably for premium members. Or I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Eastern time for premium members and 2 p.m. for everybody else. But hopefully Hasbro will send out something before then verifying those times. Eric's now going hunting for the major big rubber guys. Found a great deal from the British Bulldog. Yeah, I think they are kind of the inspiration for those Mattel deciding to do those LJN figures. They're not advertising, Steve. They just at least as far as I know of. But I mean, yeah, they still have their Diamond. Nobody, as far as I know of, has taken down their Diamond Select Toy pre-orders because they've been waiting to see if things are going to come in stock. Nobody has gotten a concrete answer on what is shipping and what's just not going to get released. So that's what everyone's been waiting for. Communication from Diamond Select Toys since everything happened has not been great. So it's a waiting game. But all indications would suggest it's not happening. So that's why I say probably next month you'll start seeing those retailers canceling the pre-orders and taking those pre-orders off their website. It was mentioned EB Games had started to do that already. So I suspect other retailers will be doing that in the very near future. So I'm not telling you 100% that a figure like Annihilus won't show up magically on the boat, but I'm saying the chances, if you were a betting man, I would not bet money that it will. Hey, Virtual Dave from the UK. Good to see you, my friend. Everything we've pre-ordered from Hasbro the last couple of months will probably, I can tell you, so showing up overseas already, the Thunderbolt 2-packs have started showing up. Some of the Gamerverse stuff has started showing up. I've not seen Gargantos show up. That's the one I'm waiting for the most. But like Fantastic Four movie stuff's already hitting physical stores here and have been available online. But I think, like I say, Thunderbolts 2-pack should be showing up very soon. And more of the Gamerverse stuff. Obviously, the Rogue Thanos 2-pack shipped from Target stores for those who were able to pre-order it and have been hitting physical Target stores. I think the Venom Captain America, or no, actually the Wolverine Silver Samurai, I think is hitting the UK now. So we will probably start seeing that one here in the United States fairly soon. Tarek says he just got his shipping notice for Dragon Man. So I assume you're in the United States, Tarek. So like I say, Dragon Man should be any day now. Davey Sock Rocker, as long as the Tron figures are sick. Well, if they're gonna do well, I guess they could do 3 3/4 inch O-ring style figures. I agree with you. If they do action figures, I hope they are 6-inch figures, not 3 3/4 inch figures. Though I guess if they wanted to do vehicles, they probably would see 3 3/4 inch as a better avenue than 6-inch. But Virtual Dave wants all the bikes for Tron. Again, on the, because I'm not aware of a Savage Land off the top of my head. The That wasn't announced at San Diego, so no, I don't. I'm not aware of a pre-order for Savage. Long answer short, I'm not aware of any pre-order date for Savage Land Wolverine figure. Pythona is probably, I don't know which comes first, New York Comic Con or MCM. Let me look it up for you. New York Comic Con is October 9th through the 12th. MCM London, October 24th through the 26th. So Pythona will probably go up sometime on Pulse after those two conventions. I don't know of any date. I'm trying to think. When is Pulse? When is PulseCon usually? That was 2022. I don't know, but definitely, I would say probably November is the earliest Pythona would go up for pre-order online, because again, it's going to be offered at New York Comic Con first and MCU London next. Those are both in October, and then sometime after that, they said it would be available on Hasbro Pulse. So maybe like November 1st or something. Sith happens. If McFarlane got the Star Wars license, the first figure would be Batman. If I mean, you could bet McFarlane would do like, but I don't know. I don't know in the world of Star Wars these days who's your most. I mean, Hasbro loves to crank out clones, but like I'd say it's either toss up from Mandalorian or Darth Vader. Davey Sockrocker says, I hope the Haslab Snowcat doesn't meet its stretch goals. They still release those figures. The Flint head sculpt is same as it's retro, but Lady J is way improved than her last figure. Yes, I mean, I would they release the figure separately if it doesn't get included in the Haslab? Possibly. Even if it does get included in the Haslab, will I find some other way to release another Lady J? Probably. Oh, the World War II. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know a pre-order. I don't, based on rumors, it looks like it's going to be part of a Build-A-Figure wave. I'm guessing going to be one of the first waves of 2026, but I don't have anything specific at this time. So we might learn more at one of the upcoming shows like New York Comic Con. In fact, I'd say that since they've already started to tease the wave, good bet that that is when they will show the rest of the figures in the wave. But I don't have the, we're too far off from that to have any kind of information like a pre-order date for that. I can't even tell you definitively that the other figures that are rumored to be in the wave are correct. So that's another one. The Snake Eyes with polar bears, another one that's been seen overseas. But yes, some of those GI Joe figures like Monkey Wrench and the polar bear with snake eyes and stuff are also hitting overseas. So should be hitting here in the U.S. In no time. More people saying they're getting their shipping notices on Dragon Man. That's very quick. Having it tomorrow. Steve Reno just noticed your Rattler up there. I just got mine. It looks good. Your Dragonfly seems to be in trouble. Yeah, it definitely Dragonfly's a little outgunned. I don't know how well you can see it, but I got the Rattler there, Dragonfly there. The Hulk is helping out. Hulk's got his missile on. He's about to throw it at the Rattler, but then you got the his tank behind it shooting at the Dragonfly. The Stinger's back there with Breaker and the Rapid Fire and the Vamp. But and I still haven't opened this, so I'm gonna try and find a place. I don't know how well I can hang this thing, so until I get open, but I'd like to put it back there somewhere as well. But but yeah, Dragonfly is definitely. Wild Bill's gonna have to do some fancy flying to get out of that. Eric, I have not heard anything about a Savage Land Wolverine, so Off the top of my head, there are a few rumors that have been floating around recently that I have not looked at closely yet. So I won't tell you definitively that there's not a rumored Savage Land Wolverine, but nothing that I've heard for that. But obviously, we are getting a number of Savage Land figures, so I certainly wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the road Hasbro finds a way to give us a Savage Land Wolverine. And I assume when you say Savage Land, you mean when he's wearing that where he stole that guy. I forget the character's name, but he stole some other character's outfit costume. Blacklight Edition Jar Jar Binks. You guys talking about if McFarlane got the Star Wars license? That would be crazy. Gun got hit. I didn't pre-order the Snake. I got my shipping note, or yeah, I think I got a shipping notice for my. I got the out of those mass device figures. The only one I got was Breaker, just because I wanted Breaker in his cartoon colors. I did not get the Diver 2-pack or the Polar Bear and Snake Eyes, mainly because unless Hasbro does an actual mass device, I don't not really interested in mass device canisters. And so far, at least, no indication that they're doing a mass device. So I was kind of hoping maybe that would be something they would at least hint at, but so far, no indication of that. So I don't know if they just did those mass device figures just for the fun of it, or if there's some plan to do a mass device down the road. I want to just be patient. I have confidence it will come, but it does suck that you're having to wait so long. I mean, you might try, if you haven't already, reach out to Hasbro customer service and just see if they can give you an update. But hopefully, if not this month, you'll get it early next month. I'm hoping when Avengers Doomsday comes, Hasbro re-releases the Fantastic Four with the original Doctor Doom figure. Well, we're getting that Doctor Doom Sorcerer Supreme figure. I'm not sure what if you mean when you say reissue, like reissue the movie figures. So I'm not sure which Doctor Doom you're referring to. He just wants the polar bear. I will tell you, the polar bear looks good with the snowcat. I assuming the snowcat does in fact get funded, like I think it will. I may end up getting the Snake Eyes with polar bear just so I can have the polar bear with the snowcat. Because from the diorama that Hasbro had at San Diego with the polar bear in it and the snowcat, it looked pretty good. But the figures themselves, like I really have no interest whatsoever in the Snake Eyes figure in that set. And the divers are kind of cool, but I just decided I don't really need more divers. I've got the Cobra Eel and I've got Torpedo, and soon I'll have Wetsuit. So I didn't really. I like the idea behind the divers from the cartoon and their red and yellow themed wetsuits, but I held off on those. Those sold out, so those are harder to get. So you're talking about comic book base. Okay. Yeah, I have that one. Somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I have it somewhere. I think it's upstairs. But yeah, it's a cool figure. And yes, I am sure we will be getting more Doctor Doom figures probably next year, or next 2026, 2027 is going to be the year of Doom. So I would say is either we're going to get reissues or a brand new sculpted Doom or something at some point. All right, well, we're at the 4 o'clock mark, so I think we're going to call it a day. I don't know if I'll be back on Friday. Again, news is probably going to get pretty late. I am looking at doing some new things on the channel, and I probably am going to be sending out a channel update to action figure enthusiast members in the fairly near future. So if you are an action figure enthusiast member, look out for that. And thank you all who have become action figure enthusiast members. And if you're interested in becoming one, you can check out the link in the video description. But I've heard you guys talk about some of you wanting to go back to at least one recorded video as opposed to just doing the live streams. And so I'm playing with some ideas to do that fits into my schedule, but allows like once a week doing a pre-recorded video recapping the news from the week. I still will do the live streams as warranted, but also for those of you, I understand can't always make the live streams, and it can be a pain to have to like churn through an hour plus live stream to find out pertinent information. So I've heard that feedback, and we'll try and address it soon for you guys. All right, so as always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I will catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,